Again, our grandchildren came in from Kansas City, who we haven't seen for, since before Thanksgiving. So I've been with them, and I tried to do a video while they were here. Well, you know how that went. That didn't do as well because they were in here wanting to sew. But I'm here now, and I'm wanting to help you start finishing up your quilt. Now, these are the pieces we have going here. And these are some of your pieces you should already have done right here. Now, what I would suggest is you go through all of your pieces and make sure you got all of them done. Because if you're like me, there were a couple of pieces that because I was teaching, I didn't get them done. So go back and make sure you have all your pieces before we start constructing this quilt. What I am going to show you later today or tomorrow is we've got pieces in our quilt that do not have any appliques or anything on it, like this little border piece here. That's some of the fabric you cut, or this little border piece, some of these little pieces. And what I'm going to show you, you can choose not to quilt them or to quilt them in the hoop. I'm going to go on and show you how I'm going to do multiple quilting designs in one large hoop. And you can do that, instead of doing all the little, like the 2.5 by 2.5, you can do several of those in some of these larger hoops, even your 6 by 10, and you can get them where you can quilt those, which I am going to quilt all mine. And then after we do that, then we're going to go on and do our our borders, and I'm going to show you how to do that, how to put it together and to bind it. But what you need to have together and ready for today or tomorrow are these little pieces right here, these little pieces that have no applique. They're calling them border pieces, like right here. Do not cut your border for your outside border, because there's a way we have to measure that after we've constructed the quilt. But these are the pieces that, like this one bordering here. There's 3 pieces here bordering this little firefly. See that right here? See, I can get it up there. These little pieces right here. You may want to quilt those. And what I'm going to do is show you how to do several of them in the hoop and do different quilting designs on them and how to do that. And that way you can get those done in one setting instead of doing rehooping and rehooping and rehooping, which can be a waste of stabilizer. Plus, you don't get all your border pieces. It makes it just easier. You do it faster, plus you have your border pieces done in one process. So here they are. I think I'm losing my train of thought. It's been a long week. It's long 2 weeks. So there, like I said, here I'm going to show you here. See, these are some of your border pieces you need to have. Like here's some border piece. No, that's your flag there that you want. But some of these are some of your border pieces that you don't have any applique or any embroidery on, that you may decide you want to quilt. Now, if you decide you don't want to quilt all of them, or you want to just you don't want to quilt any of them, I would suggest quilting some of them so the quilt will have a pretty look to it. But I'm going to quilt most all of these, and I'm going to show you how to quilt all of them together. And remember to do these blocks the sizes it says when you cut them. I use my orange pop rulers. I've shown that before, and you can go back on some of my back videos, or if you really need me to show you again, I'll be glad to. Now I'm going to show you something. If some of you are still working on some of your something I did with my pop bottles. Let me pull them. I just had that. I put my pop bottles, okay, I wanted something in my pop bottle. So here's one. I may be dating myself. This is a Coke bottle one. And if you wanted to, I didn't think about it till then, but I still may go back. You could go in and put Coke on the bottom there if you wanted to. This one, I don't know whether you all remember Big Red. Well, there's my Big Red. And then we got another one here. Hold on. That was a root beer. I had it here too. That I used holographic. These were glitter that we put in them to give them that look of Coke. And then I've got one that is, here it is, the holographic to give the look of root beer. Now, is that awesome or what on my quilt? Now, I still have to use my pop rulers, and I'll probably demo that again just to make sure everybody has that later. But this is what I did with mine. If you haven't done your pop bottles yet, this is what I did with mine. I used the holographic here and the different colored glitter vinyl here, right here. And it just really pops. Let you lay them. They're not all together, but it'll give you an idea how they look there. Here they are. Is that not all cool looking? And if you're needing any of those, we do have samples of glitter we can send out. The actual samples of glitter vinyl. We have samples, and we charge, I think it was $5 we said, and it's for all our samples to ship them out to you. So and then it names them and says what they are, and then you can order them that way. And we do them in 1 foot pieces. And but we have all our glitter vinyls we do have actual samples, not just a color sheet. It's actual samples on a little like key ring looking thing, and we charge, I think we said $5 for a group of the glitter, and that way you can order by the number and say, I need this sheet of such and such vinyl, which makes it easier for you to use. But see, this is some of our glitter vinyl, but just showing you some of the things you can do to make it your own. Let me get hold on, I'll bring one of them I just finished with the flower. Now I did this, hold on. This is the one with the jar and you have the flowers in it. Look at that. And instead of using the clear vinyl, I used the colored vinyl, the Kimberbell colored vinyl, because I did that with 1 or 2 of my firefly jars too, because when I was growing up, my grandmother, we would get the colored blue jars. Remember those colored blue jars? This is a little lighter blue-green. This was a little darker, and I loved it on that with the flowers. It stood out more, I thought. I also used on the flowers, if you'll look closer on the green, I used variegated green thread. Guys, that's one of the best kept secrets around, is that variegated thread, because I used the variegated green and I didn't have to have so many different colors of green, and it gave the look of like you would actually see, because when you look at green, it's not necessarily one color of green, and this gave an awesome look, I thought, with that variegated green, if you'll look at that. So that gives you, let me get something corrected here that's giving trouble here. But that gives you an idea, some ideas of new things you can do as you're working on your project. And it just makes it your own. And listen, I always think outside the box. I'm an outside the box person. I was a preschool teacher, and when you're teaching preschool, you have to think outside the box to keep those children occupied. So that's what I did. I'm thinking outside the box. So this, like I said, was my little jar that I did. So you can see that using the colored vinyl, which Kimberbell has and we carry. And then I did that with my jars here too. And look how they stand out. They look, and when I put my lights in there, that's really going to look good in there. So I'm getting my quilt done because we're having a family reunion July 9th, and I want it out there on my swing or on my covered porch for them to see. Of course, I won't leave it out there, but we'll have it out there for the family reunion and let them see what our pretty 4th of July quilt. And just think, this quilt you can take all the way. Now it's the time you can decorate. These things we're decorating in our entryway to our store, and you can take it from Flag Day all the way through Labor Day, and you don't have to change the colors that much, because it's patriotic. You have those, that's one of those long holidays, I call it. So that gives you an idea. So again, I want you to go on and be prepared and get your block pieces together that do not have any applique or anything on them, like I showed you right here. And I'm not saying the border pieces. Not the long border pieces, because we have to measure that. You can't do those till after you've measured your quilt, after you put the pieces together. But you want to get these pieces here that have not had any kind of embroidery design put on them. And then I'll show you how to do multiple pieces of those in the hoop and embroider them, and how I did it, how I'm doing it. So you all have a great day. I'll see you either this afternoon later, or in the morning, kind of about this time, or maybe a little earlier or a little bit later, and show you how to do that quilting that. And then, and I may see if I can go in and try to show you how to put it together. And then from there, we'll go in and measure for our border pieces. And so you can put those on. Now, I'm going to be with my grandchildren and my children for a while for a trip that, kind of a vacation for us. So I'm going to try to see if I can get Miranda to pick up where I leave off so that we can go on and get this quilt together. And then when I get back, I'm going to show you how to put the binding on using fusible thread. Believe me, that's one of the best kept secrets around. I used fusible thread to put on my binding, and I had a perfect binding first time in my life. And I did it on an oversized queen size quilt. I never had one do so well using fusible thread, and I even used my serger when I did it, but you can use it on your sewing machine too. So just that's where we're at right now, so you know what we'll be doing the next few weeks. We're going to be tomorrow we're going to try to put your blocks, quilt the blocks multiple blocks together that you have not, that you didn't have any embroidery designs or any applique. So we'll talk with you later today or in the morning and get that started, and then start showing you how to put your quilt together. You all have a great day. God bless. And remember, you're going to be seeing Miss Miranda today with a quilting on the handy quilter. So, and again, we've got a contest going on that you can win a CD if you will just come up with a name for Thursday's Quilting with Miranda. So we want a really cute name to come up so we can so you can win a nice, maybe a Kimberbell CD. You never know. We might even give you a choice. So you all have a great day. God bless, and sow the possibilities. Bye now. In live video like this.